9 months ago, I replaced my Notes app with a $1 notebook. I thought it would last a week, and yet this is already my third one. I've completely filled 2 of them. When I made the first video, a lot of people around me were pretty confident I'd be back in Notion or Google Keep within a week. Didn't happen because somewhere along the way I realized one thing. This notebook didn't replace my Notes app, it replaced something much more important than that. So today I want to talk about why I'm still using this $1 system 9 months later, what turned out to be better than I expected, what still annoys me, and how I'm going to upgrade it right now together with you. Let's go! First thing worth clarifying, it's not like literally my second brain, it's more like RAM. If I've got 1 or 2 things to do today, I don't even open it. Fully locked in, no notebook needed at all. But the moment thoughts start piling up, ideas, quotes, lists, phone numbers, video outlines, everything lands here. So more accurately, I don't use it every single day, I use it every time my head gets too loud. And that's when I realized what it actually replaced. Not Notes app. The need to keep everything in my head at once. Of course, the biggest change didn't happen in the notebook. It happened in my head. I realized that the brain isn't actually great at storing ideas. What it's really good at is reminding you not to forget them. Sometimes you think you are working through something, but honestly, you are not solving anything. Your brain is just pinging you every 10 minutes. Hey, you still remember that thing, right? Don't forget it, please. The moment a thought lands on paper, it finally lets go. There is this feeling like space opens up for whatever comes next. And then later, when it's convenient, anything that actually matters gets moved into Notion, Obsidian, wherever. The idea already didn't get lost. That's the whole point. And from that comes something else I didn't expect. This notebook keeps winning against my phone. Every time an idea shows up, I have 2 options. Reach for my phone or reach for this. The phone almost always tries to offer something else. The notebook offers exactly one thing. Write the thought down, close it, put it back in your pocket. No competition for your attention. The best example happened pretty recently, by the way. The last few weeks I've been going on walks almost every morning. And honestly, most of the time my head is completely empty. But sometimes I'm thinking about YouTube, about what to make next. One of those walks is where the idea for this video came from. I just sat down on a bench, wrote a couple of lines and kept walking. Later at home I looked at the note and thought, that's actually a good idea. And now you are watching a video that started with a few lines in this little notebook. But that's also where I discovered the biggest weakness of this system. 2 real problems came up over these months. First, search. There is no Ctrl+F here, although honestly it turned out to be a much smaller issue than I expected. The notebook is small enough that flipping through the whole thing takes about 15 seconds. Especially if you remember when you roughly made the note. Second, the pen. I carry it inside the notebook under a binder clip. Sometimes it slips out. That's still the one unsolved mechanical problem, but I'll figure it out eventually. I've got plenty more of these notebooks waiting. At some point I stopped thinking of this notebook as disposable. If something's been with me for 9 months instead of a week, it starts to feel worth improving. While I was finishing the second one, I started writing down ideas for the third. Some of them are really simple, but those small details tend to have the biggest impact on something you use every day. So let's go through them together. Page numbers. The most obvious upgrade I somehow completely ignored. Just number the pages. Takes under a minute, but suddenly the notebook makes a lot more sense. You know how much space is left and you can reference specific entries. And actually numbering is what makes all the other upgrades possible. 2 approaches to organization. Over time, I noticed that 2 completely different types of information live in this notebook. Some things I need for a couple of days, other things I want to keep for months. So I want to test 2 approaches. Option 1. Leave everything as is, but add a small index on the inside cover to quickly find the pages that actually matter. Option 2. Split the notebook in half. Front to back, everything temporary, lists, tasks, thoughts, back to front, everything long-term. Video ideas, books, trackers. I'm not sure which one will work better, so I'll test both and let me know in the comments which one feels more like you. Landscape mode. The micro format has one clear limitation: longer thoughts just don't fit. So now, whenever I need to sketch out a video structure or work through a bigger idea, I just rotate the notebook sideways, like landscape mode on your phone. The writing line becomes almost twice as long. Simple idea, but once you try it, going back feels uncomfortable. Floating dashboard. One small thing that started quietly annoying me. My weekly priorities keep ending up buried somewhere near the beginning, and by the time I'm on page 12, I'm flipping back and forth constantly. So I want to try something simple, a sticky note. Write 3 main priorities for the week on it. Leave it as page 0. The most important stuff stays right in front of you no matter where you currently write. Bonus. And the last upgrade is a bit strange. I want to draw a small ruler on the inside cover. Sounds like nonsense. But then you remember how many times you need to quickly measure a cable, a screw, the width of some device, and you think, if this thing is already in my pocket every day, why not make it one more EDC tool? There is one more thing I completely underestimated: the feel of it. I used to think that was a topic for people who collect expensive fountain pens. But writing on paper actually does feel different. Today, almost all digital experiences is identical. Same keyboards, same black glass, same interfaces. This notebook slowly becomes yours. It gets worn down in its own specific way. Your handwriting, your habits. Yes, writing is a bit slower, but the process itself brings a lot more satisfaction for some reason. And I think after 9 months, I've understood one more thing. This notebook was never really a second brain. It was never about storing information. It was about clearing my head. A place to quickly dump whatever's taking up space right now, and then decide later what actually deserves a permanent home. Looks like this experiment isn't ending anytime soon. And I think that's exactly why 9 months later I still haven't gone back to my Notes app completely. Because this little notebook keeps providing the same simple thing. Devices that do one thing very often do it better than a smartphone that does everything. That's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see some similar content in the future. And as usual, it was Nick, and I hope to see you in the next videos. Cheers!